Hey everyone, I'm Matt Broom, and this is the Happy Givemore Show. Before we get started, we are going to be going out to our live event at the W tonight. We have a correspondent out in the field there. But before we start, we've got some questions from viewers just like you. Let's go ahead and start. Our first question comes from Kaylee Shorts. Kaylee Shorts from St. Paul, Minnesota. Kaylee Shorts writes, "Dear Matt, I want you to know I think you're a sexy piece of man meat." Why, thank you, Kaylee. That's very nice of you. Her question is, being an entertainer, what is your thoughts on marijuana? Well, Kaylee, that is a very important question. And as far as I feel, I can't do it personally. It's just too expensive. Not really the weed, but the munchies. I went to the grocery store the other day and I bought everything. Everything just looked delicious. I brought things home I had no business bringing home. It's kind of like going to a nightclub drunk and horny. You're just going to bring things home you have no business taking home. I am telling you. Thank you so much for writing in, and we appreciate your questions. Our next one is an email from Heather Beardsdaughter. Heather Beardsdaughter writes, "Dear Matt, I'm not sure if you know this, but we actually met 7 years ago." Hi, Heather. You were actually dancing at a club under the name Chocolate Thunder in New York City. That is true, Heather. I apologize. I was young. I needed the money. Anyway, let's get to the questions. She actually has a two-part question. The first one is, she says, "My brother-in-law is Hispanic and you have some similar features. Are you Hispanic?" And her second question is, she was reading in People magazine that I'm adopted. Is this true? Let me start off with telling you, no, Heather, I am not a big-ass Mexican. I'm actually half black and half white, which I believe makes me perfect. Just because I'm good in sports, I can keep a job. I can swim. It's kind of nice. But I am actually adopted as well. I'm adopted by an extremely white, rich family, which if you get adopted, go rich. Really, there's no joke. It's just good advice, I'm telling you. But my parents had no clue on black hair care whatsoever when I was growing up. So by the time I was 4, I was like 4 foot tall with a 6 foot afro. I was like a gigantic chia pet. My parents just kept watering me. They're like, "No, Negro." And it was weird too, because I grew up in the 80s, and I don't know if you guys remember the 80s, but that's when the butt cut was really popular. Yeah, parting your hair in the middle. Not good if you're black, I'm telling you. I looked like Robin Williams' ass after jogging up Camelback. It was not pretty. It wasn't all bad being the only black kid in school, though. I was automatic captain of every sport at my school. But they had weird things. They had things like bocce ball. Have you guys heard of bocce ball? Yeah. Captain. They had things like rowing. Really? Rowing? Didn't my ancestors do enough of that? I'm just saying, all right. I think I'm diverting from the question. I apologize. I hope that helped, Heather, and thanks again for tuning in. I think we got time for one more question. The last question comes from Antonio Vivizic. Antonio's question is, "Hey, Matt, I was rummaging through the house the other day when I came across my wife's box of adult toys. Should I be concerned?" Well, Tony, this happens to us all. You know, when she replaces you with a real toy as opposed to a fake one, then you might want to be a little bit more worried. I think of it like this. When I was a little kid, I used to love the grocery store. I loved it. And not really for the food, but for the cereal aisle, because that's where I got all my toys. That's how I picked out my cereal, whatever had the best toy. And girls were kind of the same way, like, "Oh, it's a pretty box." Isn't it funny how times have changed? Now the girls just want the best toys, and the guys just want the prettiest box. Anyway, oh, sorry, marital aids. I was actually dating a girl named Amy who brought home a 17-inch black dildo. Yeah, apparently I'm only half black. This thing was a monster, Tony, I'm telling you. It looked like Gary Coleman on steroids. It came as a sectional. There was something wrong. And it was called the Kong. Racist, right? The Kong, a big black penis? Well, it turns out it wasn't just called the Kong because it was a big black penis. It was called the Kong because it turned her into a primate. I'm not even lying. I came home from work one day and I thought Animal Planet was on. All I heard in the background was, "Ooh, ooh, 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 ooh." I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" She's like, "Amy, friend." Wow, that is our show, and I'm sure the censors are going to kick me out for that one, but thanks again for all your emails, and this has been Matt Broom from the HD Network. Thank you, and good night.